I hope you can feel that. The general vibe, the shifts, etc., whatever the fuck you want to call the vibe, whatever's going on, okay? There are no words for this. And that's what's most important here, is to understand that the changes and the things that we are experiencing have no words for them. There won't be any sensible or logical explanation. Just know that there's some shit going down, okay? And I hope that, I hope that you can trust what? Trust heaven's eyes. I put it in the title. Try to look at your life through heaven's eyes. And obviously we don't have the capabilities of capturing the whole spectrum of what heaven can actually see over the bigger plan of our lives. However, I think that that's part of why everything feels extremely palpable. Hi, synthesized souls. I'm trying to stray away from using words that I've already used, because at this point I'm starting to sound like a broken record, even to myself, that we are alive in really intense times. The energy is crazy. There are shifts almost more than every day. Every few hours in a day, we are changing, we are morphing. I've reported on this before, and on my own experience as well, something I've literally seen within my own self as I look in the mirror. We are changing form. I don't know if this is something that you would like to experience in your life, then try to apply it. Place an intention of how you want to start looking, and then give it a few months, and then look in the mirror again. Hey, Pearl. I'm feeling a lot of energy, but I'm not feeling, it's bigger than excitement. It feels like the source of wherever it is that our lives and our will and our intention generates from, wherever it is that we are able to feel a sense of connection with God and a greater purpose, or wherever it is that we're able to, from whatever place within us, we are able to understand that we're not just humans having a human experience, that technically as observing energies, we are so much bigger than that. That space within us feels like it's not just expanding, but it's moving closer to the surface so that we're able to access it a lot more, aggressively, vigorously. I wanted to say a lot quicker, but using that word quick implies the logic of the sense of time, and the sense of time itself is changing. There's just so much going on. I will also say, just to disclaim as well, that a lot of my perceptions have been shifted and deeply affected by a show that I've been watching over the past few days called Undone. I recommend that everybody watch it. It's very waking life adjacent, except Undone is a lot more grounded. If you haven't seen it already, it is terrifying. It's a lot more. I want to say it's terrifyingly relatable, because unlike waking life is extremely philosophical. It's pretty much like you're sitting through a long-winded lecture, which is enjoyable if you like the topics that they address. Undone turns it into a story that you can actually follow. And I do think that a lot of people who tune into my work will relate to it. Let me send you a link, Synthesized Souls. This is where I watch it. I watch it on a site called Soap Today, one of those free streaming sites. That show Undone. And then if you're interested in watching Waking Life, then you can watch it on that same site as well. You just search it. The pop-ups are annoying, but I recommend it for everybody. It's also on Prime Video if you're subscribed to that. Undone also gives a little, I mean, I think honestly it's a little bit far-fetched because of, well, it's not far-fetched. It's a bit too far into the distance of how we can bring it into our like living lives. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. But it's, like I said, it's cool because of how it tells a story. And obviously as human beings with with our creative brains and how we live I honestly think that all human beings are very naturally right-brained. The whole left brain, right brain thing. I think that the right brain is where life comes from. And then the left brain is how we make sense of everything. So anyway, Undone, it's like it merges the left and the right brain understanding of how we're able to manipulate everything. Although, like I said, it's a little bit too far into the future. But I do suggest that you watch it and try as far as you can without losing your mind to apply it into your real living life. I think technically, though, everybody watching and tuning into what I do and vibrating on my frequency, if you feel like you're my kin and you get what I'm saying when I speak, then we've been doing this our whole lives, essentially. We've been doing that shit our whole lives. Whatever you see on Undone, it's been us. It's just, obviously, with each of our stories and traumas, there's a pocket of darkness that's managed to suppress what we've been trying to make real. I think that suppression is lifting. But I also think that suppression lifting, and I also think that lifting is a lot more painful than we are giving room for. The lifting of that, I feel, is as if we expected it. It's as if, okay, I'll speak for myself. With all of these changes, I knew that light would come. I knew that the whole line of how things are eventually going to make sense, keep looking up, keep holding hope. I know that is all true, but I'm shedding now. I'm shedding that part of myself, but it's been difficult in releasing the expectations, and I think I've mentioned this in previous readings, releasing the expectations of how you think the light will play out. That release, that lifting, the changing, the morphing, the becoming, the realizing and awakening is extremely painful. And granted, we have already been through so much pain. It's like, how much more can we take? We can take an infinite amount of pain, technically. Nothing can kill us. And even if it does, when we die, we return to the bliss of being being undensified. I don't know how else to find the word for it, but we return to that bliss of being so purely free and existing as a pure energetic frequency. So we're never going to get hurt, even as we experience pain. It's not pain per se. It is according to our human brain and according to the way our bodies experience that kind of feedback response loop. But it's not pain in the bigger picture or in the greater scheme of everything. And if you keep trying to hold on to that understanding, even if you don't actually logically get it, just hold it at the back of your mind and just try to keep that feedback loop going, that you're bigger than this experience. You are so much bigger than this experience. And that everything of this living experience, everything that happens, all external roots of your experiences and the way that you are, it's all feedback for you. if you can remember that and keep remembering that, then you'll just, the pain and the tightness and the of everything, and especially of this Mercury retrograde that we've all been sensing, the of it will kind of like release itself, and you'll feel relieved without noticing. You'll kind of just wake up one day and feel a lot lighter than you felt the days prior. I'm noticing, like I've just mentioned, that with this Mercury retrograde, and again, I mentioned it in the Mercury retrograde reading, I really still feel like people aren't getting it. They're not understanding the value of this retrograde season, and how even in that muck and the pain and the way that everything is so, right now, everything feels really mucky for everyone. It feels like a lot of people are moving like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a very tarry, heavy monster that's kind of blobbing everywhere, just a blah for everybody. That's what this feels like. So I'm tapping into that. And then I'm tapping into another crazy frequency, which is crazy to me because it seems to be happening consistently in the same way for a group of people. Everybody is uniting bang into their divine love, or bang into their dreams. The amount, and I've tweeted about this, the amount of engagement announcements that I have seen over the past 4 days, and this is a period of days. It's not like it's a week or a month or whatever, because if it spanned out longer, then it would be like, oh, okay, cool, cute theme. But this is over a period of a few days since the beginning of Mercury retrograde. The amount of engagement announcements that I have seen. And you'd think that with it, sorry about the signal. You'd think that with all of these announcements happening during a Mercury retrograde, that these relationships are really like, really fishy. I actually saw someone who I follow, who's also a spiritual intuitive, who said this. She shared this frequency that all of these new unions and engagement announcements, these couples, it's looking very fishy. It's not. If you look, this is again what I'm saying and what I put in the title, if you pay attention and you look really closely, that's the energy, that's the frequency that I'm talking about. That's like, it's like the image of how, I'm not clear on the story of the pearl and how exactly it's made, but I know, please correct me if I'm speaking on this incorrectly. I'll obviously do research myself after this, but this is me just randomly channeling, right? The pearl is pressed, right? Or a diamond, and a diamond, and how it is pressed under dirt, right? And how you need to give it time, but it is formed under pressure and dirt and darkness. It is formed in that unseen, in that closed eyes, in that black, is where the sparkle and the diamond and the preciousness comes from. That I'm feeling is the theme of this Mercury retrograde. And you have to, like, something that's mentioned in this Undone show. They keep using the line towards the end of the first season of needing to try but not try. Try but not too hard, but you still need to try. Try to try. And I think you'll get it. It's like that whole concept of how you manifest things in general, and how you can't hold on too tightly or else you're pushing it away. It's the same kind. Sorry, it's disconnected. Okay, we're back. If it's totally understandable if you're not feeling at all into the potential goodness, If it is that you may not have even experienced anything particularly like groundbreaking or life-shakingly good, that's okay. You're not void of the experience of what is to come. Because again, like I said, it's time. It's just time. So if you trust in nothing else, and not even in my words, trust in your own story. And trust in the fact that there is a giant, benevolent hand that is moving pieces and fixing things right so that everything can go according to plan. And the plan, please remember, is up to you and your love frequency. It's not just up to you when you're feeling depressed as shit, or when you're feeling hopeless, or when everything is burning around you. It's not up to that frequency. It's up to love. It's up to the love in you, the love we all have. The love that, quite frankly, seems to be growing its own fucking legs and slapping the whole lot of us in the face to start looking properly. That's why, yeah, as I put in the title, pay attention. Pay really fucking close attention to what's happening in your life right now. Because as well as I put in the caption, which again, if this is something that you do not feel, that does not resonate with you, it's totally understandable. However, things are not as bad as you think. And if you take a step back and really look, things are going exactly like how you wanted them to. In every moment, you are living in your desires. You are living in your dreams. You are living in exactly what it is that you asked for. I feel called to relay an example from my life. So this is about to be a little bit of a personal share, but just so you understand. My situation, my living situation right now is that I'm unemployed. I'm living at home. I stay with my family. We are a house of about 6-ish people. Both of this bloodline's, the bloodline's children, the lineage extensions are all living under this roof right now. My mother, she is living with me. Obviously, I'm living with her, I beg your pardon. This is a scenario that, let's say, maybe 26. So this is a scenario that a version of me from about 3-4 years ago would have never understood. I would have never been able to process that I could live this kind of situation. Looking at the greater, the larger spectrum of how my life played out, there was tons of deep, shocking grief, kind of almost one after the other, of people in my life who I love deeply, who essentially decided to die, basically. Again, the greater scheme of my life, in the greater scheme of my life, without those people dying, I would have never landed up in this situation. There is not a single version of me that would have been in the situation I am in now, I'm repeating again, without the most awful grief that I never even thought that I never thought anyone else would need to experience a grief like I experienced, let alone me. Third time I'm saying this. Without that grief, I would not be in this situation right now, which technically is everything I prayed for. I wanted my whole family all together and well. I wanted what I perceived and still hold in my heart to be a very divine opportunity to be in loving contact, peaceful contact with my family and people I love. I wanted my son to grow up in an environment where he has access to that. I knew with the grief that I experienced that it wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't make any sense for me to single mother this journey by myself. I couldn't. I just knew that psychologically, I could not bear the weight of that. It didn't make sense for me to go and seek life out there to be by myself and to try figure shit out. I knew I would be miserable without the company of other people. And everything, puzzle piece, just fell all at once. But it didn't actually fall at once. It's been piecing together. It's just I had to really seek this way of perception and appreciating the fact that this is actually everything I prayed for, truly, on a bloodline, lineage healing, soul healing, rewriting the past, Akashic Records access level. On that level, everything is exactly how I asked for and exactly how it should be in order for the greater, the greater purpose of like peace and healing to play out. Bearing in mind that that's what we're focusing on here. We're not just focusing on the material, again, something I've repeated plenty of times before. We're not just focusing on the material level of making sure that we always have nice things and we can afford like fancy shit. Like that's what we're manifesting is on a level much higher and much more long-term, much more long-lasting. And it's even greater than having like those long-lasting assets. Yes, obviously it's assumed that at the end of this journey, we're going to have all of that nice shit, the car, the nice house, the whatever else, I don't know, whatever else the human mind wants at this stage. Who even cares considering what capitalism is doing? We as well, and again, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record because I'm just repeating everything that I've been, at this point, I just keep speaking on, I just keep fetching a summary of everything that I've already said this entire year. All of my readings have basically been sounding the same. I believe everybody tuning into my work in particular, come from bloodlines that are owed a lot. Again, we're not just owed money. We're not just owed job opportunities that have been taken away from us or our previous bloodlines. We are owed healing, heart healing. We are owed a sense of peace in our living lives, you know? We come from bloodlines of people who really could only seek peace in sleep. When they were resting in bed was the only time when they felt peaceful. We are owed, as their descendants, a sense of peace in our waking life, in our everyday life. We are owed a sense of hope. We are owed a way of dreaming that the oppressors and the colonizers took from us, that we already had a sense of early on. We're part of the soil. So we knew that this is a magical world. We knew already long time that everything external is influenced by our internal worlds. We knew without language that that all of reality is our friend. And with a mutual, respectful relationship with everything that is will mutually respect and love us back. We've always been aware of this. We are owed that sense of knowing and of integrating and embodying that, and then applying that in our living lives so that our lives can respond back to us and we can start to play. We are owed a sense of play with our lives that with these times that are playing out right now can be applied, but with these tests are again still trying to be taken and robbed from us. That is again why it's so important to pay attention, keep your eyes wide, and it's much bigger than like staying positive or paying attention to the glimmers or like it's so much bigger than what I can even say with words. It's bigger than what you can see on social media. It's bigger than the rhetoric. Like at this point, again, not just me, all of us, we're all saying the same thing. I think the real sense of the truth of what I'm saying can be found within you if you just take a pause, take a minute and give yourself time. I think that something that is also shown in this show, Undone, and it's actually spoken on in a lot of like, I don't know where else I've seen this. I can't remember. But it's like, it's in the sense of how you can rewrite timelines if you make a decision that you've never made before, or if you make a decision that makes you particularly uncomfortable, or if you choose something that you're scared of and you do it anyway. It's something like that. That energy of what I just laid out is the potential of that is available everywhere. It's like every day if we can just make the simple decision of choosing love versus fear, holding hope versus feeling hopelessness, that rewrites things, that it puts us in a different reality in that moment, where we shift realities in that exact moment. And each time you make a decision like that, it's like, goodness, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but I hope that I've been saying things that have at least been like useful, uplifting, you know? You're facing this way. This is the path of fear. Facing this way is the path of fear. And every day, especially now with the vibes, every day we're being asked the question, love or fear? You're going to choose love or fear. The question is loud and it's heavy and it's in your face and it's like God's eye is doing this. And I'm doing it as well. I hope you see. My eye is huge. So I'm really trying to make it dramatic here. Like this is God's eye on your choice field. All the time. Love or fear, love or fear. The more you choose fear, or rather, the energy of frequency of fear itself is holding us tight like this. It has been. The greater collective, it's been holding us tightly, so tightly. And why this time in general is so magical is because it seems as though either collectively we have grown stronger, or the grip of fear itself is so decayed and so old and weak, it literally can't hold on anymore. It tries to, but the time is up. So, the more you choose love, the quicker this grip is able to let go and you're able to turn towards the love direction that is suited for you. Bearing in mind as well that love itself provides an incredibly infinite, it's like fear provides a path, a really narrow path. It's super small. Love is infinite. In the love spectrum, you can choose anything. That whole space is destiny. That whole space. So it doesn't matter. As long as it's love, you've hit your destiny timeline and you can carry on. So love or fear, love or fear. You choose love, you can turn and face love. Love, 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 love. Choose love. You choose fear once, just even a little bit, it goes back. But not that much. Because, again, fear's not winning. Not this time, not in this timeline. Fear's losing drastically. It's kind of embarrassing. And that's why we're all awakening. That's why the greater collective is looking at capitalism, America, and Trump and all of this ridiculous stuff. That's why it's kind of just, it's not making any sense. That's why people are freaking out. Because it's like the fear within themselves, the greater beast of fear is freaking out through people, through the system crumbling. Unfortunately, through the really awful deaths that we've been seeing happening across the places of the oppressed, fear is dying. And it has to be, it's unfortunate how painful it has to be in order for it to really drain out. But it's draining out, and we've got it. We've got this. So we're choosing love, we're choosing love, we're choosing love. It's happening. But fear keeps like trying to hold us back, keeps trying to keep us focused on it. We're building our muscle to push this compass needle towards staying focused on love. And then we shoot into love. We shoot into the frequency of it. We're always in it, really. We're always in it. It's just, yeah. With the tight grip that fear has had over us for a very long time, it's hard to see. It's hard to notice. And that's why we have to pay attention. We have to work to pay attention. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be that, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be in a moment of glimmer. That's not to say that the social media rhetoric and everything that we're seeing is wrong. Obviously, there's some truth to what all Shakrahans have to say on the internet. It's just that now is not the time to be sourcing information and words of advice from other people. Because also, there's nothing more that they can say to you that you don't already know. It's about awakening within you and being so secure that you don't need any of this external validation. You don't need social media. Try to imagine sourcing your light and your peace in a place or a moment or a point in time where you don't have access to all of these distractions, because there are plenty. We have to start creating these bubbles for ourselves so that we can locate these moments of peace. Meditate as often as you can. Go on walks by yourself with nothing else, no music, just you and yourself going on a walk in nature as often as you can. Give yourself moments. And this is not, it's not even about journaling. I think that because journaling's for me, the experience of journaling, unless you're going to journal like a free channel I can't remember the name of the person who suggested this, but where you wake up in the morning and you just write down a stream of thought without thinking. It's about unpacking that deep stuff, not the stuff on the layer, not the surface shit, not the external stuff. It's internal. That inner awakening, that deep within, that light deep within is what's trying to like claw its way out. No, not claw. That's aggressive. Yeah, it's not a clawing. It's not an effort. Our inner light's not doing that much effort. It's just happening. It's just happening. Something incredible is happening right now, is the point of everything that I've been rambling about for the past 30 minutes. So hopefully you can stay true to the hope of that, you know? Let's pull some cards and see. This, by the way, because I came in swinging for this reading. This is the collective reading that I do every week. I am a few days late. And honestly, I'm sure we can all attest to how hectic it's been this whole month, particularly the month has been 2 weeks so far. The past 2 weeks, right? It's been crazy, but it's because of how much we're growing and how much we're changing and how much we are becoming exactly what it is that our dream, our ultimate timeline needs of us. And it's exactly, it aligns to what I've been describing. It's like we're facing a certain direction and we need to be facing our destiny. There's been work happening, especially over these past 2 weeks, that has been turning us very naturally towards facing our destiny. We're just unaware of it because we're so focused on the pain. We're so focused on the stagnancy. We're focused on the feelings. And again, something beautiful that is mentioned over and over again in the show Undone is the reminder of how you can be like the sky, or be like a mountain, or be like an ocean, where you allow things to move through you. I've mentioned this as well in previous readings. The emotions themselves are not supposed to overcome you. You're supposed to feel them, allow them to make changes to the way that you think and are, and then act from those changes. And trust that the acting from those changes will lead you to your destiny. But you're not supposed to take it too seriously. It's not supposed to be this intense. If it is intense, though, you should count yourself lucky, because not a lot of people allow themselves the intensities of this world. The intensity is why people, I believe, it's why souls are so desperate to incarnate onto earth, because they yearn for the intensity of being alive. They yearn for it. You can't feel the intensity of sadness and joy and grief and all of that shit when you're just a soul, or when you're just like a light hovering around in the energetic realm. You can't really feel anything. You're just a source of energy. Here we're humans, and we get to feel, and we get to literally feel our hearts break when we experience grief. And that is supposed to be the most beautiful thing about being alive. I actually wrote a piece on it, which I will link in the description. But I won't go too far into the detail of that. I'm going to pull cards now and see what comes up. Okay. So again, this card in reverse. So this card upright speaks of freeing ourselves from the collective consciousness. This card in reverse, energetically, I would say speaks of the collective consciousness, the shadows of the collective consciousness, gripping on so tightly that we are unable to let go. We receive the Moon in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, and then we receive the One of Swords. These two images coming out like this, I believe. So this is us. And this is whatever concept of fear or stagnancy or pain that we are perceiving is bigger than us, that is holding the sword above our bodies, above our naked bodies. I think it's very important to note here. Hold on, baby. It's important to note here that this person is in fear and is naked. It's okay, Baba. This person is in an extremely vulnerable position with this figure, unfaced. We don't see an end to it. It's just hovering above us with a sword in its hand. I don't know if you've ever had a dream, a recurring nightmare. It feels common in the spiritual community in general, where you have a recurring nightmare, and then one night, the recurring nightmare happens, but then you choose to make a different choice. So the typical one is of a nightmare where you're being chased. And then one night, you decide to turn around and to face the thing that's chasing you, only to find that maybe it's not that scary, whatever's chasing you. Or you're able to stop it. You're able to look at it in the eye, halt it in its journey of chasing you, and ask what it wants. And then the whole thing shatters. And then you have the sword in your hand. Then you're able to take control of this. You're able to take it in your hand and do what you want with the sword. That sword itself is gained, or you get the sword from this experience, from this whole image. The sword doesn't just fall from the sky. It comes from doing the work of this, of not just facing the fear, but experiencing it. Like that whole concept of how your trauma has a key in it for you. All of our traumas have a golden key that will eventually become useful, or that guides us to our purpose, essentially. That's kind of what the vibe of this whole thing is. That's what this season is, and that's why I feel it's so important for us to pay attention to stay present. Don't dog so hard on this period of on this phase of life, even though it seems like it sucks for most everyone around us. We're all in this. We're all in the shits, you know. We're all in this period of uncertainty, stagnancy, depression, just like, you know, we're all in this. But something brilliant is happening behind the scenes. We're being given something. We're being gifted something that we're being gifted. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. It's not a gift per se. It's something we have earned. We've worked for this. And just by being keen, just by being open, being willing to be vulnerable and to feel the pain through and to really sit with this, to feel it, not to try to hide it, project, pretend it's not happening. In previous readings, there was an attendee of my chats who came in and was able to admit, and I love this in general, when I can ask someone how they are and they're willing to say, I'm not good, I'm not doing well. That's amazing. That's brilliant. That's a sword you've earned. When you can show up and say, I'm not doing okay. I don't know what's going on. You've got it. You've already done the work, you know? Now you just let it play out. Just let yourself sit in that for a little. The answer will come. It always does. This card also speaks of feeling like you're shining because you are in the light of someone else. So beware of placing credit on other people when the credit is yours to take, or rather, because it's not really about the credit. It's not really about that. It's more just about the fact that you're growing, you're changing, the work is being done. It doesn't really matter who takes the credit. Just don't feel like you're not doing the work, you know? Because with this card falling out in reverse, it feels like there might be doubt about that. It feels like because you're stuck in this place that you don't understand what to do about, that nothing's happening. You think that nothing's happening, but something incredible is happening. You know what I mean? Look at this image. This is it. It's not even, it's like we are the sword. It's not even that we are this. We are the whole image. We are the fire burning in the background. We are becoming anew, truly. Don't think that nothing is being done right now. This is a really, yes. Right? Strength beneath the deck. Temperance, you understand? Just hold on a second. Just hold on. Just hold on. And then we have the Four of Rods underneath that, which speaks of a sense of coming home to the self more than anything. Yes, of course, peaceful home life, things coming to harmony, a peaceful home life, a harmonious, peaceful home life. But I think this specifically is with regards to the spiritual sense of yourself. You will feel at peace after allowing this phase to just do its thing. Just let it happen. And again, this is all of us right now. This is the collective right now. Yes, very beautiful card, Synthesized Soul. Sorry, I did see your message as well, but this is, like I said, a collective reading, so I can't tap into the individual. But I hope that I've helped with what you've said. Just in that feeling of stuckness with everyone, with all of us. Again, we are all in this. We are all in this together. I'm literally in this with you, and had to process this morning this feeling of stagnancy. There is something very, the ground is shaking. the ground is shaking beneath us with possibility. This is us spiritually. We may think that nothing is happening. This is us externally. This is us right now, literally right now, our human selves. This is us. But internally, this is actually what we're doing. This is actually what's going on. And I love the correlation between these two figures, actually, how they both have the hair and everything. Like, you can really see the similarities between this figure and this figure. This is literally what's happening to us right now. I love this work. Without these cards, without tuning in and like, you know, being present with all of this stuff, I really would genuinely be losing my mind. I wouldn't have any hope in anything. But with the cards speaking louder than my own inner fears, the cards speaking louder than this figure, and this figure torments me every day, let me tell you. Every day I wake up and there's this thing standing above my bed, hovering with the sword, threatening to stab me in the heart because I don't know what's coming next. I don't know what I'm doing. The world is falling apart. I don't even know what the point is of me being hopeful. If everything, that's this figure here for the whole lot of us. Things are happening on levels that we cannot explain. And the things that are happening have no words to them. So just stay strong. Just sail steady. These are our angels. You understand? On a soul level, this is what's going on. They are balancing the waters. We don't have to do much. Try but not try, you know? Please tune in to the show Undone if you feel like it's not one of those things that you can keep playing in the background, right? It's not like The Office, if you know The Office. It's not like one of those things. It's something you're going to want to sit and pay attention. There are some gems in the show that are going to keep your head afloat and that are going to help you really, really remember what this shit is about. Because as per, there are much greater things happening. No other time have I ever felt how intensely true it is that we actually don't know what the fuck's going on. There are no words to actually fully describe what's going on. And we're a little bit foolish to try to find the words for it. There are no words for this. The smartest thing you can do is surrender to your process. And allow the sword that you are, the fire that you are, allow your will, allow it to take shape. There's another scene that I'm remembering without giving away too much in the show that I tuned into today the girl, the main character, she is stuck in a moment where she truly has to rely on memories that she doesn't even know she has in her mind to allow her to be functional for this moment. She's a lecturer, but she forgot that she's a lecturer, essentially. She has no memory of ever being a lecturer. So she's showing up in this moment feeling completely unqualified, having no idea what she's even lecturing the students about. She doesn't know what's going on. She just knows, okay, you're a lecturer and you have to tune into this moment. You have to be a lecturer now, so go. She takes a deep breath and then suddenly her hand just starts drawing and she starts writing and things starts happening. All she did was take a breath and then let her body take the lead. Back against the wall and you don't know what else to do, allow your body to take the lead. And it will show you, it will guide you exactly to what it is that you need to do. Even if in the next moment, all you need to do is prepare a meal or take a nap or go sit and stare outside, then that's what you need to do. Allow the simple moments of things to unfold. If ever you feel so overwhelmed by the uncertainty and by the not knowing what to do and not knowing what's going on, just take it easy, you know? Take it easy. And please, 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 for the love of you, for the love of all of us, the greater collective, for the love of the angels and the ancestors that are working through you and working through your bodily organs, for every single entity and angel that's present inside your heart working with you, for the love of us all, please be patient with yourself and be patient with your process and trust that something is happening and that you don't have to do too much. Again, something I've said in previous readings, don't do too much. Don't do too much. Take that nap if you need to take that nap. Take a pause and do nothing. Sit in a chair and stare at the wall if that's what you feel you need to do. If in your heart and in your body, in your soul, if that's what your body is saying you need right now, to just sit in a chair and stare at the wall, then do it. Even if you look crazy, who cares? Who cares? And if you need inspiration, please watch that show. I swear by it. It's really changing my life. And yeah, I think also with the moon in reverse, I think that we have something to look forward to over this this new moon that's coming up tomorrow. And into this new week, as July ends, I think July is going to be a little bit dramatic with its exit. And I actually, I don't think it's necessary for me to say anything else, to do anything else, to pull any other cards, because it feels like, again, an echo of previous readings where no matter what I or any other tarot reader or channel I have to say, things are going to happen the way they happen. And we just have to let it, especially those of us who have been on this journey for a very long time. We've been praying. We've been seeking alignment, seeking truth, trying to stay connected to our heart's light. We've been on this. We're fine. We're fine. Even if external forces try to push onto you and say that you're not, you're okay, yeah. You're okay. And you're allowed to believe that. And please do. Please do. You know what I mean? Keep choosing love. Don't let fear grip onto you and turn you sideways. You know yourself. You really do, and you know your journey. The knowledge is stored somewhere within you. Don't overthink. And that's all I've got. I don't know when next I'll come on because, like I'm saying, the vibes are insane. And the work that we're all doing on an individual level, I worry that the whole lot of us as tarot readers and intuitives, we're like interfering. There's greater work at play. Your body's wisdom is really taking the lead right now. And I just, my whole centered desire is for all of us to just stay focused on our own inner wisdom. Yeah. God bless you. God bless us. We are blessed, period. And let's keep going.